nice for your back.
Sometimes the ones that look good aren't necessarily the ones that are good for your back. I don't know if this one is. I don't even know what chair this is. I'm just saying this looks really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard Lorgar chairs are quite nice.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. And they've got pretty much anything for gaming, so it's your one-stop shop for everything.
Quite cool. Make sure you go and check them out. Click the banner below the stream and also sign up for the giveaway as we are entering map number 1. Bulgarian side taking on international one of ASTRAL. T-side start for ASTRAL after picking that Nuke VRS forecast on your screen, and Neki already picking up the pace in towards heaven, already spotting Rifler out.
Yeah, so he's been spooked a little bit, wanting to drop to the lower level, but Astral have gone a level deeper. Over to this B site is their trajectory. Han goes down without a single trade back. Neki in a bit of trouble, but Chips are able to convert the shots, but it's through the vents, and that's to rottweiler's surprise. Hang on a second, where did these guys pop up from? Astral come out with quite the punch, and now with bomb down, you pretty much secured the round.
Yeah, it's just Rifler and Raf to know the fuse kit to work with. Neki still in a very good spot, taken out by Rifler. They can still try and make it expensive, but with the lack of a defuse kit, it's going to be very difficult to think about winning the round.
Yeah, hard to imagine, isn't it? Especially with Astral taking one player all the way to the high ground. Clean as that. Ray 5 indeed has impact from heaven. So here you go. Astral with one on the board already.
Yeah, now I'm wondering what phase of guys like Ray, Neki, and Meow we're going to see on the server today, right? Because I think with these guys, they've been bringing in so much impact whenever they have been on. I feel like individually they're very, very sick. It's just about putting themselves in positions where we can actually see that very crisp aim. Ray has been a menace. Meow had a couple very good maps in the group stage, but he had a couple very bad ones too. So it's difficult to kind of establish a level of expectations, if you know what I mean. We don't really know what the base level is with these guys yet.
Sure. We know the ceiling can be quite explosive, but you're right, the floor is undiscovered, at least here at the Lorgar Rankings. Let's see if rottweilers can test them. So we get to see all modes. Oh! Swizz able to find two there. It's a little bit surprising. I thought Rafty was able to catch him off guard with that off angle, but not exactly the case, is it? Ships gets a 1D, but in the process, bomb goes down and the round is done already. Red Star, you've got to hide.
Yeah, this is nice. Out of the T side. Big double kill coming out of Swizz. He's one of these youngsters that are joining in, been given a lot of star positions, a lot of involvement in opening fights, Swizz. Obviously coming out of the Polish scene, played on BetClick for like 2 months in 2024. Played on a couple teams like Brzezowski Lush, like Los Kogutos, Singularity before that, Thunder Flash. He's been around the block. Still only 21 years old. You can tell he's got the individual skill. It's just about the, you know, in-game coordination, getting the experience, learning how to be a little bit more efficient with your moves.
Well, Red Star will survive that round, even with low HP. And the Lorgar platform appearing on the screens as well. They've got a giveaway that you guys could get involved in as well. So go check that out. But other than that, this tournament is all because of them. Now into the game. Pistols out from rottweilers. Ships to get the first pick, but other than that, I think Astral have figured it out already. Send out Ray 5 quickly to the lower end of the map. And he'll soon realize that B is pretty vacant.
Yeah, spamming through the smoke, hoping for the best, not really gonna net them anything, and now you need to rotate back through the ramp, but Ray is already locking this one out. With the utility, with the MAC-10, CT is not allowed to get in close proximity. I guess you're hoping to get a couple exit kills out of a round like this, but this is a 3-0 start on the T side for Astral already. Looking pretty decent. Also nice to see GXX back on a project like this, right?
Hell yeah.
I think he was also always one of the very stable, solid elements on that Bad News Eagles lineup.
Yeah, they had a good run back then. It's been quite a while since, to be fair. But yeah, now Astral seem like they put an interesting bunch together. That's to be certain of. Always a mix when you try and mix and match. Always a risk. But, for Astral so far, looks like this project is having an up trajectory. We'll see how tall they can go. But into the buy round, rottweilers, this is the first round we see M4s come out from them. No aggressive maneuvers. Stacked up on util as well. Just a singular diffuse kit in the hands of Han. Which is cool to see him back on the serve as well after being back from sub duty, which he smashed.
Yeah, he's the guy that you're looking at for the side of rottweilers alongside Red Star, maybe expecting them to be the difference makers in a game like this, especially after the good performance he had alongside Ascend on LAN. Want to see him thrive? It's him, Red Star, Shibs. That lineup in general has so much firepower. Doesn't really feel like the problem.
But it is looking like an A hit after
Ooh,
Molly's one failed. So it means that rifle will not get affected by the flames, but will get affected by the rifle bullets. What's next? Shibs being jiggle peeked. Gets away with one and damage on the second, but Han will be able to clean up. Neki all to himself. Bomb a little bit further away from him than what he would have liked. But look how rottweilers drop back themselves. Respect it, but aware of Neki's repositioning. And just like that, rottweilers find their way on the score sheet.
Yeah, it's the failed piece of util that actually plays a big role, right?
Sure.
Because if the Molotov lands on top of HUD, then Rifler would have been forced to actually look for a different angle, and now he just gets a freebie onto Meowpop, who's not even looking at him. Raptor rotates in time and is able to get the refrag. Shifts was towards Tetris. Spam comes in through the mini smoke. It just felt like there was 10,000 CTs on the bomb side the moment that Astral were trying to make their way on there. Like there was an entire horde of players. Also, another reminder, we're back to the old Rifler picture, which is not really him. It is another Bulgarian Counter-Strike player, so it's fine. It makes it a little bit funny. Yeah.
It is a bit funny.
It makes it even funnier if you know the guy. His name is Libido on the picture.
Sure.
He's a character, you know. He's a fun guy.
And now he's popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, somehow he's here.
Impersonating
rottweilers. Well, Rifler's impersonating him.
Sure, yeah, that's the right way to put it.
Yeah. Opening kill out of Red Star. A lot of damage inflicted onto Harn and Red Star, but this is still a man advantage situation. Smoke Star's fading away, so will Shibs, but he's fading away. In towards Brolan.
Into HUD. A push and pull could be brutal here, actually, for Astral as they're trying to set up. Is it flash to assist?
No, they're just hold on. Just stay like this. Ships is holding the crossing towards the site. Rifler is holding in towards lobby.
Well, here comes a push through Squeaky. And rottweilers only now revealing themselves. Surely they must expect the second player to be around. Han goes down, and Rifler will try and surprise. Gets the one, but enough time is given to GXX to reposition his crosshair. And Astral having the upper hand, a quick conversion onto the site. And for rottweilers, another situation in which they need to put their hands in the air.
Yeah, they called it off. I mean, Red Star had a free kill onto the Opera, but he would have taken a very long time to get close enough to confirm it. And that doesn't really guarantee you the round, right? If it's a 2v2 and then you get the kill onto the AWP, it's a different story. Red Star might be able to hold on to that.
Nice.
He might go back to pick it up. Raftu started running towards the ult, by the way, and then he realized if he's in lobby, he's gonna die from the bomb explosion. Someone called him off, and he just ran back ramp. That was a bit funny. There's the replay. The setup is not too bad, but oh god, didn't realize how quick of a reaction that was from Ray. Rottweilers, it just falls apart. If Ships gets one kill there, then it probably could have been a little bit more possible to pick it up.
I'll tell you what though, Ted. ASTRAL getting 4 rounds already on the T side is starting to get a little bit dangerous for Rottweilers. They're able to impose a little bit more damage, one more round, and Rottweilers could be in big trouble, especially if they're not able to save many weapons after it.
Yeah, they already are in quite deep waters, right? 4 rounds on the T side. Just to start it off, it's looking very comfortable for ASTRAL. And this is what you expect. I mean, ASTRAL is the team out of the two, right? Rottweilers is more of a mixed team. So regardless of the firepower, especially on a map like Nuke, you are expecting ASTRAL to be a little bit more dominant. Then on Inferno, on Mirage, on Dust, things could be a little bit different if these are the maps that you're looking at, right? Where the individuals on the Rottweiler side are going to be a bit more comfortable. But especially on a map that requires a little bit more tactical depth, then ASTRAL we are expecting to be a bit better.
Well, thankfully for Rottweiler, Ships is able to square the early numbers advantage up away. So back to a 4 versus 4 situation. It's a minute on the clock, and Rottweilers haven't really had the need to explore too much to gain the information of what ASTRAL are going for. Now finally getting an inkling of what's going on. A couple of smokes outside. Fire that up with a molly. And you may expect a secret cross, but instead it's a drop and an attempt to take down Ships, in which they are successful at. Not without its casualties, though. Plenty of players from Rottweilers around, and Meow being distracted gets taken down with a ship. GXX, miles apart from a win here, needs to get something done, isolate one player or another, but Rottweilers are giving him nothing.
Yeah, bomb dropped outside of the mini smoke as well. And the desperate spray gives it all. He knows this round was unwinnable, and Raftu on the off angle win towards Mustang will be able to catch him off guard. So it's second round on the board for the Rottweilers. A little bit frustrated there. ASTRAL. No tactical timeouts utilized yet. Money's actually off for the T side. Didn't notice that, but it is because of the exchange of rounds and the damage that the CTs were able to do that. Now they get an opportunity playing against the force by you win here. There's going to be an equal to follow.
So the very important round for Rottweilers has gone their way. Now to attempt to square things up a little bit. ASTRAL are able to take a couple of players past Secret. And no one's home, so they can take the space up for free. You can see Rafter dropping into ramp to be that defending aspect of B, but he'll be alone for now.
Yeah, they cannot go down the vent anymore, right? If you go down the vent from here on out, it's just committing suicide. You would be doing a very big disservice to your team. So Raftu is pretty much alone. And if he dies, this round is done. If he goes down without at least 1 kill, maybe a double.
We'll try and be cheeky about it. Right above the squeaky exit.
They don't want to go single. It's probably the better decision.
Better viewpoint for Raftu too. They want to take space up on control. Control room also having the high ground. That's going to favor them. Ray 5 catching Rifler off guard. And now if you're Rottweilers, you're not feeling comfortable going for the rotate over to B. Raftu cannot trade his life either. ASTRAL
round over
with a worse for wear buy. Make it work. Even if scruffy, either way, it's theirs.
Yeah, they just lost track of the entire map, right? Raftu stays alone in there for such a long time. You had Harn with the open towards heaven. He even lets go of ramp. So initially, essentially you're just giving away the round, right? You're giving away the B bomb side. Even if you get the kill on A, you need to rotate through the round, but you didn't have vision there for such a long time. It's just very weird. It's a very weird round. Even if Ray doesn't get a kill, the moment that Raftu gets killed, it's a 4v4. You can't go vent, you can't go secret, you're losing too much time, you're too far away. It was always going to be very difficult to pick up this one. And don't get me wrong, the lobby push is good, but it probably had to happen a little bit earlier when you're giving away so much in towards outside.
Terrorists win.
so the moment that rottweilers thought they got out of deep waters. And right back where they can touch the bottom. The ship just kind of sails right over them. So back on the grind. And at a critical point, really, on this half. The efficient use of utility is necessary for rottweilers. Didn't really start with all that much either. Now left with 2 smokes only. It does increasingly look like ASTRAL want to take a peek out into Hurt. No one really around at least in first contact. 1 minute on the clock, no contact yet. But it will be an A hit. And Neki will hope that this molly indeed lands this time. Because when it didn't, things did not go as planned. That's a great flash, but Red Star still hiding. He's able to make it work, and while his opponents are distracted, Ships jumps in too.
All right.
So this is clean. So damn clean. The molly flash setup did not go as ASTRAL would have liked.
No, the execution just doesn't work whatsoever. A bit of a deeper angle in towards Mustang. You're not burning. You just play anti. You wait for your teammates to take the attention away. And GXX now left in a 1 versus 4. Not a lot he can do about this one. Needs to just back off. Hope to live to see another day. And they might take him out. Not after time, so this is a bit of a silver lining. He will have enough money to get an AK out in the next, but this is another big financial round for the rottweilers. It's a good hold. I know they are going down in some of them, but then the next one, they just win so convincingly. It's difficult to ride them off. And this is without Harn getting fired up. He's had a bit of a slower start, right? So you do feel like there's still something to see there. A tactical timeout. This one is coming out of ASTRAL. In general, 5 rounds on the D side is already good enough.
Sure,
I feel
yeah.
like they're not... I don't feel like they could be on the losing end of this. It's more of a... Let's not let them get too many rounds on the map that they're not supposed to be very competitive on, right? Because Inferno's not going to be easy for ASTRAL, is where I'm going with this. And I think they know it. Inferno's going to be a little bit more difficult. So you want to make sure at least here you get a nice, easy win. You don't want to get into the moment of there is a chance we could lose this map. You don't want this to happen. And this could happen if you let the rottweilers win that first half. I'm speaking 7-5. This could be terrifying, but it's quite realistically an opportunity for them to level things up. If they win against this forest buy, they're going to be up against an eco in the next, and then you're working with a 5-5, so 7-5 wouldn't seem that plausible.
Yeah, I mean, when you have an opportunity presented to you to be ahead on the T side, you'll take it. And to be fair, we've seen ASTRAL take over a round with just pistols and a couple of rifles before. But this time, rottweilers have a steadier hold over B. Harn. They know there's an AWP here. Oh dear me, not pulling the trigger.
Weird.
And for that, Meow gets away with a freebie. Now, more entries taken. No cover for the CTs. But that rifle provides plenty of defense for Raftu. 2 versus 2, and the chase is still on. Doors open, and Raftu does not expect what came in through. Rifler.
Bomb drop.
Dropping that bomb. And now bringing it to a duel situation where Neki needs to figure out how to solve it. Rifler saving the day for rottweilers. That was superb.
Very sharp. A very good 1v2, and you can see the reaction coming out of Ray. He's like, why the hell did I walk out on the B bomb site with the bomb like this? Why didn't we stick and stay together? Why didn't we go up the vent or at least be together? Harn goes down in a very weird way. Ship's caught pulling his gun out. 3 Rottweilers players just dying without even being ready for a fight, right? That's a very weird round, but they were still able to get away.
A little bit lost in the sauce by the end, though.
Yeah, very much so.
So back to the pistols, where Rottweilers have a real chance to square things up, unless sneak shots like that still come through. But the fact that that issue did so much damage, this should be a fairly decent cleanup from Harn. Does fine too, but a rifle given maybe makes ASTRAL a little bit more competitive. Wait, where is the rifle? Can't they reach it?
It is on the left-hand side of red, I believe. I don't think they can. Yeah, they can cross to pick it up.
Oh, yeah, it's out into the open, where Ships is hiding. Oh, Swizz.
One more.
They're both fairly low, but no. Body shots won't do it. And Ships
Very
knew
expensive pistol rounds for the Rottweilers. An anti-force in the previous, an anti-eco in this one. They're always losing 2 or 3 players at least. So money's not moneying for the CT side. But at least the rounds are rounding. They've picked up 3 in a row. They've leveled things up. And now the possibility of a 7-5 has become very real indeed.
They're getting traction.
And I'm calling it right here, right now. If Rottweilers pick up that nuke somehow, ASTRAL are in big trouble going into Inferno.
Yeah, it's a boo-boo moment.
Very big trouble.
But too early to call. Now Prop gets first blood. Another investment coming in through ASTRAL. Definitely jumping the gun, as it's already quite a decent T side from ASTRAL. More than decent in general terms. But given the lead that they had at the start of this game, it'd be a shame if it wasn't extended. What's the plan now? Rottweilers, they're making a move forwards. They know they need to play a little bit more aggressively. And
yeah, this time they're quicker.
Yeah, he's not going to swing again. He knows there's more players around.
Yeah, and they should know this is a B play now. You should start rotating down. This is a massive pickup out of Harn. He knows he's missed the timing, though. They could be down B, but at least you have a 4v4, and you've got plenty of time to rotate people down on B.
It gets you in the game. Being down in numbers and trying to retake any site on Nuke is treacherous, especially B.
Yeah, Harn needs to go and join in with Raftu. They've left him all alone again.
It's not even going to turn out to be a retake, because Rottweilers are here already. Surprise, Harn. Not exactly where you left them last. Oh, who's opening the door? There's a bit of a fight in regards to who pulls and who pushes. Either way, though, Rottweilers get ahead of the curve.
I didn't really understand why Raftu just drops and starts running into our single door. That was a little bit funny. Maybe he thought the bomb was going up. It was going back up secret, so he's like, okay, you've killed the guy in control room. They probably are sending the bomb back because they got the kill onto Ships and towards Mini, right? So he got a little bit spooked and started making a move. That was a bit terrifying. Big round out of Harn, though. Triple kill to stabilize. The 4th one on the USP. And now he's online. Rottweilers. I can't believe they could be getting 7 rounds out of that CT side, by the way. I know I said it a couple rounds ago, but it felt impossible. Now it's quite a real possibility.
They've definitely gathered up steam. And now we're looking to see if they can take down Swizz. Not as easy as they would have hoped. And 2-0 for Swizz. That's crazy. And Ray 5's exit is diabolical. Raftu and Harn, though, have got an answer back. What's the plan now, as the bomb has been left behind too?
You've heard that player walking or running back in towards yard, so Harn should know he's got a 1v2, and he knows exactly where both these players are. He can hear him every step of the way. Question is, where are they going to go with this? He knows that's the bomb, right? He knows this is GXX. If he doesn't see him in 1 second crossing, he should be going down the vent. He's got a timing, but it's a very difficult call to make. Thing is, they might not really have eyes on the vent. He's heard him already. Oh,
Oh my god, they walk right into him! Oh dear, GXX though comes out of the vent spraying, and it's equilibrium by the end of the half as it's squared up by ASTRAL.
This was a little bit mental. They gave him an opportunity. I'm not sure he could believe it. Issue was, he was in that type of a position where you get the first kill, you pull out the 5-7, you're hoping for an instant headshot, but the refrag was good enough. And still a tied up scoreline at the halftime. It's not that bad for the side of the Rottweilers, considering how bad of a start that was on the CT side. They were 2-5 down. Still able to get 6 rounds is a decent enough recovery, but all in all, ASTRAL should be in a good enough spot. Diffuse kit being brought in from the Swiss boy. Duo Berettas for Neki. And Rottweilers going for an A pop.
Oh dear.
A good A pop.
Very good.
Functioning.
And ASTRAL weren't able to really respond on time. As soon as their opponents appeared on the screen, they were gone.
It's popping. What an A pop.
A popping pop. A cracking pop. Well, ASTRAL are going to give this a good old college try. Robihan approaching from the stairs. He's being a bit of a menace, isn't he? And he's run out of bullets. But the chase is still on. And Rottweilers getting round number 1 of the T side.
Yeah, this is giving them somewhat of an opportunity now. If you can dictate the pace on the T side, you just keep the CT side economy low. And at a certain point, at a pivotal buy round, you just call something. You don't need more than 2 good buy rounds to surprise them, right? You need 2 good buy set calls off of spawn in order to be able to get a pretty decent shot at closing this map out.
But still, it's going to be a difficult one. ASTRAL getting 6 on the T side means that they've got some time to wait for that economy to build up. And once it does make this a lot harder for Rottweilers to take on. Swiss being approached. Ooh, funneled into GXX's hands.
It's a bit scary.
How is this being done on this side of the world?
No.
And the Deagles continue to find pressure. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They have no right to be winning a pistol round like this, but Rottweilers have been giving them isolated fights, and they've been winning them.
Yeah, they've been a little bit too scrappy. You can see the signs of this being a bit of a mix, right? People are just running around, being like, well, they've got pistols only, so let's go and crush them. And I guess that approach leads to that. It's quite logical when you think about it. It's one of the good old classics of Bulgarian Counter-Strike. For those of you that are unaware, losing to pistols. We do love a good anti-eco loss or an anti-force. It's on the menu every single time there's a Bulgarian team.
Yeah, brain off moment.
It happens so often that it's more of a brain on moment every now and then. And then the
yeah, just
the rest of the time it's just
lights, but it lights too bright and that blinds them.
Sure, I guess. I don't really know. It just happens, right? It's like the plague. You cannot escape it.
It's like the plague. You can't escape it.
And they've not come up with the vaccine
made that
yet.
Reference.
Yeah, and they've not really come up with the vaccine yet.
They haven't come up with the vaccine. That is a great shot from GXX, though. And it's mental that GXX gets the second kill before Ships is able to answer. Yeah, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. So Rottweilers now drop into a risky situation. A couple of rifles, a scout, deagles. And see how much damage they can do here.
All right, you've got the waterfall smoke in towards Mini. It kind of feels like they want to do a similar thing to the previous round where they just fight for hell, right? This time you're going to have Ships on a scout, Harn on a pistol, and he's pushed in towards Lobby. Ships shut down. Swiss nearly gets every single one of them. That's such a goat-like sequence out of Swiss. And Red Star in a 1 versus 4. Nothing to be done about it. 4 alive Astro picking up the pace and getting things under lock and key on that CT side.
Ted, I feel like the outside area for the past couple of rounds has transformed into a deathmatch server.
Oh yeah, I mean you're onto something. Yeah, your feeling's quite accurate. I feel the same.
I wonder when the timeout might be in order to get things soft. Well,
I mean, the thing for the Rottweilers, the thing for the Rottweilers is that rarely you're going to see them go for timeouts unless it's a very important moment where you need to kill the tempo on the other side, or you know, do it from a psychological point of view. Let's say in terms of calling the rounds, you don't really have a coach, you don't really have a set in game leader. It's a lot of people charming in with ideas, so
true.
There won't really be a lot of moments where you're like, well, guys, we need to actually discuss what we're going to call. There's going to be some moments where you're going to be like, okay, we need to calm down, or we need to try and kill the pace that the enemy team is building up. In terms of coming up with ideas, it should be pretty straightforward. And hey, we might not have Astralis on this event, but we have Astralis from home, and the home version is also decent on Nuke.
I was like, I was trying to see where you were taking it, Ted.
Yeah, try and copy my homework, but make sure it's not obvious.
Yeah. Trying to prosper off of free marketing.
Hell yeah. We love ASTRAL.
Yeah,
yes.
He's been spooked. He has to vacate the premises, get to a deeper position and wait for some teammates to arrive to help with the fence. But instead of that, even when Neki arrives on time, also gets shut down as quickly as his teammates. So things are troubling for Astral. Equal the amount of players around. You did hear GXX enter the flames. You gotta know he's close, and there is a gap on the door. Red Star sees it too, and will use it to his advantage. 2 versus 2 here, with Ray 5 trying to jump in quickly. But you've got to wait for Swizz also to join in. You can't take isolated fights like this. Han distracted 1A. Red Star will also be in the right position for the other. 2 taps, one after the other, and that is one way to do it on the T side.
Yeah, you thought it was to the stars. Well, think about Into the Abyss. What a round to pick up for the side of the Rottweilers and Astral. This could be a bit of a challenge, especially after the 2 consecutive that they were able to pick up. I thought this was already running out of control for the T side, but this is a massive round out of Red Star, out of Harn. It's been such a team effort. I just noticed. Look at the kill distribution. You've got 3 people on 10 frags, Red Star on 11, Harn on 13. And on the other side, you've got 2 people on 11, 1 13, 1 19, that's Swizz. And Meowpop is the only one that's been struggling a little bit more.
Great shot from GXX. Brilliant opener for Astral. Shit. Oh, what a dink.
Oh,
a prolonged
God.
spray gets there eventually. But Meowpop in real trouble. They really are, Ted. Rottweilers.
They're somehow doing it.
Have somehow found the antidote. Do you want to call it too late, though? I mean, too early, because they haven't really pushed onto his site yet. There's still time for Astral to rotate over and get into a sneaky position. Anything can happen. I mean, I'm looking at
there's
no way
you avoid. There's no way you avoid them. You can throw in somewhat of a fake. Ships is still being very patient. They do have a pretty much decent amount of time, right? Hard is going to go for something.
Walked past each other.
That is something. Now, does Harn realize this? This could be an ish. Neki.
He's heard his opponent, so now he does know. Into the fence. Ray 5 must have to pay attention now.
Harn has somehow escaped him.
He's
going up the vent.
Way. And weapon barrel spotted. Ships is low. Ray 5 is doing so much here without even trying. He hasn't budged.
You could just plant the bomb. You don't need to fight him.
And that's exactly what's happened. So pressure on Astral, but really, is it when you have all the information available to you? Red Star trying to isolate. He does so. And he's got all of his health. Wants to go back in, but Ray 5 gets there quicker. What on earth was that? Yeah, I'm right there with you, Neki.
Oh, God. Yeah, they can't believe it. What a weird round that was. Harn is able to evade him for such a long time. He goes up the vent, gets killed, and is wondering why the hell is someone staring at the vent. Well, this is why, because they knew you were coming. Ship's low on HP, couldn't really do a lot, and Red Star just had to clutch in a 1v2, couldn't really connect the shot onto the second player. That felt like an opportunity for the Rottweilers, especially after the double kill out of Ship's towards outside. Look at that again. GXX opens things up. That first shot, the one tap from Ships onto GXX, this is very nasty. And then the wayward spray is still good enough for the kill. It is a little bit terrifying for Astral, but they're still winning the rounds. Okay.
I think that was a bit of a
They're
mistake.
very brave in the way that they're fighting outside. There is enough money for an AWP on the CT side, and they know it. They know there could be a big green, but they're still just going and peeking.
Okay, the only Tech 9, the only pistol is...
You know what that looks like? That looks like, guys, come on, we're so much better than them. Let's just go and kill them.
It sort of does
That's
look
the
like
style. Yeah.
Because honestly, when they just started thinking, things went wrong, right? They had some really good entries early doors in the previous round as well, but then they started thinking, okay, what if Astral are here? What, you know, started looking at all the permutations of the round all together, and then they bamboozled themselves walking into enemy hands. So I guess maybe simplifying it is the way to go.
Yeah, just go and shoot them, right? That's how you win a game of Counter-Strike. It's very simple. Shoot them and do it hard.
Okay. Bringing out the life advice there, I see, Ted, as well.
Well, it depends. Don't always take what you hear for a universal truth, you know? Don't always take it at heart. Yeah. Sometimes it could be, you know, it could have a secret meaning.
Ah, sure.
It could be a metaphor for something else. Nice zoom on the minimap. Looking at the initial util, the amount of smokes, flashes, and the MTA bomb site that Rottweilers have just walked into.
No one's home. Rottweilers get it for free.
They do get the kill on Red Star, and Harn is low on HP. This is still a bit of a tricky round to hold on to for the Rottweilers, but that position from Raptor is going to be such a power angle. He needs to get the kill onto Meow Pop.
Yeah, but at the same time, you leave the rest of the team undefended on the site itself. He's turning it around to pay attention to GXX's angle. He's got his knife out, so the rest of the squad also finds success on the hold. This is cleaner from Rottweilers.
Didn't get the AK.
Doesn't get there on time, no, but Ships rushes, and he instead will find the Kalashnikov. Double digits club for Rottweilers. We are squared up.
Did you see that? There was a flash right in front of the AK, so that's why when Meow pressed A, he didn't pick it up. It happened to Ships as well. That's why Ships had to throw away his gun and go walk on top of it. Yeah. He tried to get it. It wasn't Meow. It was just the flash that was right in front of him, and when he presses A, it registers the flash. Look at it on the ground.
Oh my god.
See? Ships picked up the flash first, and then he got the AK. That's why Meow couldn't pick up the rifle.
Well spotted. I don't think it would have made a difference in the round at the end, but
I mean, in the case of the timing, it does, right? Because you can get the AK, you can get a bunch of exits and try and save. It's just, I mean, it doesn't change the outcome of the round, that's for sure. But maybe he could have been able to find some damage. Maybe he holds onto the rifle, right?
True. Maybe it has a cascade effect.
Also, it's just funny. It's just a bit frustrating when it happens to you.
Ripple effect.
Yeah.
This was decisive from Rottweilers, and I do indeed think, Ted, that Rottweilers have decided, let's simplify things. For the past few, taking direct fights in select positions, group together.
I love that camera angle.
A ball of death.
A nice angle for him.
Yeah, does it highlight his best features?
I think it did, yeah. Oh. Dude. That's the real Batman way to do it, you know? You get the kill, and then you're like, nah, I'm gonna take my own life.
Yeah.
I'm taking it with me to the graveyard. I'm sacrificing myself, but you're not escaping. You're not going anywhere.
No, I think he just wanted to give him a hug.
Yeah. The hug of death.
Yeah.
Well, 11-10. Somehow rottweilers have put themselves in a position, bar losing the anti-ecos, in a position where they can actually win the map. Which is a little bit mental when you think about it. Just think about it. Did you think about it?
I have.
It is mental, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. All right.
And have you thought about what happens if ASTRAL lose this round?
Yeah. If ASTRAL lose this round, they're screwed up. And this could even be a 2-0 rottweilers. They will replenish the diagonal smokes. And they do seem to have the intention of going down secret. Now, in the meantime, on the top left of your screen, you could notice that Meow Pop and GXX, this is number 7 and number 9, the blue dots, have pushed in towards lobby, and they've cleared it out. So the CT should know what's the case. That is, only if rottweilers really do intend to go down secret with 05. Now, they've made a couple steps. Have those been audible for Swiss? Probably. They do have 2 players down B already, though. They are expecting this. So this is going to be tough. They need someone to miss.
GXX is not one to miss, and he has now. And Neki can't even find a pick either. You're running into GXX though, so he's given a second opportunity, maybe even a third. Neki has been given that fortune as well. rottweilers, they need to go collect the bomb, but ASTRAL have rotated so damn quickly here, it's left the rifler all to himself. Who would have thought that Ray 5 would repeat here?
Yeah, this was very hectic, right? The moment that the Oper misses and then the M4 couldn't get a kill instantaneously, you're thinking maybe there was an opportunity for the T side, but then Ships goes alone to challenge the Op, right? That's the big what if. If one more player goes in with Chips here, and I think it was Harn, but he was holding the vent, right? Someone needed to go with Chips to get the refrag, basically. You know where the Oper is. You know he's alone because you spotted the other rifle. We need to run down GXX.
This turned out to be a very entertaining game.
Surprisingly so, on a map that's supposed to be much more comfortable for ASTRAL. Makes you a little bit worried for their chances going into Inferno. Harn will survive, and Raptor has dropped Swiss.
Yeah, but they're still trying to push through players that are trying to spray them down on the smoke, and it has backfired completely. Chips has gone past Ray 5 and he's okay with it. Thing is, they've left the bomb behind. Yeah, it doesn't matter though, Ted, because look where Red Star is.
I think it does. Meow. Oh, yeah, he's gotten the kill. Refrag coming out of Rifler. Yeah, the bomb is coming, but there is a player in towards single. Neki's missed the timing.
But if he even is late on the hut crunch, no one is looking. So this is still a done deal. ASTRAL are winning this. Rifler.
They should be.
His position is known.
He knows where they are. He can get a bomb plant.
Yeah, but the fact that Neki has moved so quickly, I don't think he'll expect it.
I mean, he knows it now.
He loses health. Down to 61. It would be incredible if he wins it, but walks straight into the crosshair of GXX, hoping that his opponents would have been on the move. ASTRAL, they've been in a world of pain. It hasn't been easy, but they've now found a key to success.
Yeah, they really have been. I mean, this is such a winnable 1v2 as well for Rifler, right? He knows exactly where the Oper was. He hears the rifle spamming through the wall as well. That's why you probably see him a little bit disappointed there, because he knows he's got this one in the back if he gets that kill to the Oper initially. A lot of close calls. A lot of close calls for both teams. And there it goes. A tactical timeout for the Rottweilers. We had to go up to 11-12 in order to witness that happen. They still want to force this one into LT.
I mean, they've got a real opportunity to do that, right? Still have a decent buy, AWP. If you don't take any timeout, then what are you doing? So you've got to respect it. Get the focus face on. And like you said, Ted, at a moment where their opponents have a bit of momentum. So into the breach once again. And this round will either put ASTRAL one up in the series, and we'll have to have Inferno to think about, or rottweilers force out overtime.
Early AU to remolling towards main. Swiss is burning. Flashes go in. There they go.
That's a lot of damage, but ASTRAL able to inflict even more. Plainly so. They are all in tune with one another. Some would say it's about time. But for rottweilers, it's just misery. Han goes down like the rest of them, and ASTRAL can be happy with how confident they were in that final round, getting things done like they should have on a map where their opponents had no business doing well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a very scrappy back and forth, right? At times it felt like Rottweilers had their number, and it was a good team effort. It didn't really feel like any of the individuals on the Bulgarian side went absolutely berserk or crazy, right?
Sure.
It was just an all-around decent performance. For the Bulgarians, I guess, was the fact that all in all in the buy rounds, they looked like the more solid team, right? They started the first half being 2-5 down on the CT side of Nuke, and then the second half they started being 2-4 down on the T side, and they were still able to put themselves in a position where they were probably supposed to win it all, right? Regardless of dropping these anti-ecos, anti-forces and all of that. So I do feel like if you're the Rottweilers, you probably feel like you can have something to say about what is going on here on Inferno, especially with some of the flamboyant individuals putting on a good performance. But it's time to find out. T side starts for the Bulgarians, and a CT side first 12 rounds for ASTRAL. One pair of dual Berettas, no diffuse kits, double flash, 4 sets of armor, and a smoke and a flash for the side of the Rottweilers. So not a lot of Uto, mainly focusing on the firepower.
I'll tell you what though, Ted, we did realize that rottweilers were a lot more efficient with taking decisive fights and playing it aggressive. But the team that takes the aggressive and decisive stance is going to be ASTRAL at first. GXX not reveal himself early, but as they jump, they'll soon figure out where he is. That was flamboyant. Very flamboyant.
That was a bit weird. He tried to stop them as they were jumping out of the apartments. A bit indecisive how he wanted to play it. Smoke is not ideal for Red Star, and Ray will punish.
So
a big gap on the right side.
On the hot seat, and you've got Harder joining, but he's a little bit late to the party, so he's left Raftu to fend for himself. And indeed, now that they've realized where the last player is, they'll definitely stick to the defusal of this C4. And Han realizes not much chance into this, but he hasn't invested either. No, Kevlar. Yeah, why haven't they? I'm not quite sure. Either way, though, they will eventually.
Right. This was hyper weird, by the way. What? Did he think he defused it and he just let it go in the last millisecond?
So.
Is that what happened?
I think so, Ted. Yeah.
I think it might have been what happened. That would have been such a comedian 1v3 clutch out of Harn. Imagine you just let go of the bomb and then the timer starts and you know you've lost the round. No defuse kit as well. Yeah. They did get it in the end, so it's all fine.
Yeah.
All is good.
Bit of a jump scare maybe, but no, there wasn't any time difficulties.
Yeah. Also, welcome to everyone who's just joining the game. Welcome to the Rottweilers Astralis matchup. Well, nearly. We have ASTRAL. It's almost as good as the original one, we promise.
ASTRAL, not ASTRAL is.
Yeah. That's what he said. That is the joke, guys. That was the joke. You heard it right. We'll laugh for you, Pablos. That was a valiant effort. You know, it's not about hitting all the shots. It's about, you know, taking the shot.
Trying.
You know?
Yeah,
you can't make it if you can't try.
No, exactly.
Right.
You miss all the shots you don't take.
And now you missed one that you took, but that's not the point.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's not the point. It's good to miss, right? You learn from your failures.
Let's focus in on rottweiler. What they're trying to do.
Pop apps, split, 2 guys short, 3 guys apartments.
Classic.
If Meow stops them, this is game over. They've got 4 people here. This should be impossible to win for the T's.
Should be. And the fact that Meow pushes past the smoke, no one's aware.
Oh,
Wrestler gets caught. And so does Rifler. How about that for timing? That's a big surprise. Taking the fight to their opponents when rottweilers were thinking to create a bit of a quick crunch. You still haven't dealt with Neki as well. Hiding out in pit. Bomb will go down. Or not.
Nope.
Denied.
Yeah, it's a nice attempt out of Raptor. If he gets away with a bomb plot, I would have lost my mind there. There were so many people around him. So many players around him. But Astro were able to deny that from happening. So now it's a Nuke Round following for the Bulgarian side. Astro have been able to pick up a good start once again. Just reminding everyone, that was the trend on Nuke as well. They started 5-2 in the first half, 4-2 in the second. That's a very nice play out of Meow Pop. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? You just go through the smoke with the flash. You target the guy that's throwing the util, then you turn around. Second player is fully blinded as well. Oh, they forced again? Oh, no, it's not a force. Yeah, here a rifle for Raptor.
Here a rifle.
Rifle.
10 American.
Well, he's dead. He's so dead.
And everybody around him is dead as well.
He's as dead as that snake when I strangled out 6.
Oh my god.
There's definitely someone somewhere in Texas that has done that.
Probably.
Definitely.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely some Texan toy saying, there is a snake in my boot.
Or somewhere around the Everglades, you know, Florida. Have you seen what they have there? The Burmese python. It's quite massive. Yeah. They are very big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My snake game isn't that good. Then.
Well,
snake knowledge.
How big can a Burmese? Yeah, I will Google it. They get very massive.
Okay. Are they the type of snakes that will size themselves next to things that they'll think that they'll try and eat?
Sorry, what? I did not follow.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to go through a snake conversation.
Right.
Leave it for another time.
I'm just Googling. So the Burmese python.
This is a buy round.
Oh, yeah. Right.
It doesn't look like it from rottweilers. They're already lost 2 and there's no reply.
No, they have won the round. Okay, I'm just gonna shoot very quickly with this one. In their native habitat, they can grow up to 23 feet. Though they are usually between 16 and 19 feet in the Florida Everglades.
Holy.
Yeah. A large female in Florida measured nearly 19 feet and weighed 403 pounds.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and in case you don't know, 403 pounds is like 180 kgs.
Yeah.
This is how heavy this female python was.
And they just live in swamps? Is that their thing?
Yeah. Back to the round. 45 seconds. That's your trivia for the day. A 3v2 execute onto the B bomb side is Neki and Ray 5 on the other side. Ray is low, but Neki's got a nade, and Ray's got a Molotov. So this could get very tough for the T's.
But there is a world where rottweilers can get a bomb plant here if they successfully take down the 2. And then we'll potentially have a 3v3 if it's clean. Smoke fades. Ray 5 down.
Gotta stay alive. Neki needs to back off. Let them onto the bomb side, stay alive, wait for everybody else to arrive.
Which is exactly what he's trying to do. But then again, rottweilers thinking if they want to force the issue. Neki playing the patient game. Flashed up. They've left Rafu over in Banana. That's a linchpin position for rottweilers. He's going to have to stay tucked in there, but smoked off for now. Rifle at close proximity. But now the pre-fight can come through. 1-for-1 trades around, but it's rottweilers to get the better end. You know where Red Star is?
Big kill.
Taken down. Now, without seeing Raftu, by process of elimination, you've got to figure out that it's probably a banana play. So GX standing in front of his opponent to be a human shield for his teammate, but uses a Tech 9 as well. Astral, solid retake.
This is why it's so tricky to actually make a B-hold work in a situation like this, even in a 5 versus 3, right? The Thieves just group up, they execute onto you, and the smoke was a little bit closer to the stairs on the bomb side than what they would hope for, right? So the moment it fades, you can't really molly efficiently, you can't really nade, they're already in there. And it's just 2 players on the bomb side. Wow, Rifler did launch into the skies. But it was a good attempt at a recovery from the Rottweilers. Nearly made it work. Astro, though, 4-0 lead. GXX, aggressive peek in towards Banana. Ships shouldn't be turning this angle. There's no deep smoke.
Necky's just walking forwards.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to peek, is he?
Looks. Well, I think he did, but no one was home. I think Ships was a little bit off the angle.
The Opera is still on half wall. You can just leave him there, right? You can just rotate and play a 4-man A setup. You leave JXX there. He's got a Molotov. He's got a flash. He gets 1 kill, drops down, mollies, flashes. Then you have enough time to retake that space or rotate over. This is very suffocating for the T's.
Yeah, smart decision. Solid. Swizz.
Info gathered. 2 players spotted.
Even knows exactly what Rottweilers are planning to do. But I wonder if there's a change in approach now that they know that information is handed over. Doesn't look like they are. Sticking to their guns, and again, as pre-alluded to, GXX with a very strong position in Banana. Information for days, and here we go. They're about to approach him. Dry, no utility. There comes the flash, and now this is where GXX will throw in the molly to try and delay.
Oh, they're going
through.
They're
walking right past him. But he goes in for the swing and gets a collateral. Sure, he's got the blood flowing now. Han wants to go for the chase as well, trying to disrupt the rotations, but he's not having much luck getting there. Bomb can go down, but a 2v5 is a little bit too much to ask for. Sure, a 2v4, but still each player needs to account for 2 per.
There's the flashes. Second one is absolutely perfect. Ships doesn't take the shot. If he did, he could have had the kill onto that key. And the only silver lining for ASTRAL is they don't really know where he's coming from, but soon enough they'll start turning around, start thinking about it. Ray does go down. Someone needs to get on the bomb, but they do have... Oh, they don't have a defuse kit, actually. Just realized that. It's a 10-second stick. Okay, they have it now. Right. They did. I think... Did the HUD glitch for a second?
Oh, I don't know. It wasn't... I don't know. Didn't notice.
Maybe I'm a little bit blind and I just didn't see the defuse kit being there. Yeah. Oh, 5 of them had defuse kits. Sure. Yeah, they were fine.
Oh my god, the collateral from GXX.
Never mind that.
Yeah, showing it twice because it was so nice.
And also because he got 2 kills, so we're showing it once for every single player that went down.
Sure.
No, that's not really the logic. I just, just thinking out loud.
No, fair. That's fair enough. Tremendous efforts from
It's been a tough
so
start to their map pick for the Rottweilers. It's about the right time to start picking up rounds if you want to get back into the series. This is a reminder, of course, to the fact that ASTRAL is 1 map up currently. So 1 map closer to that qualification game. Straight up B play. They're going very quickly.
Yeah, this time Ray 5 wants nothing of it. Shows that he's around, but no friend. So 5 versus 5 for the retake. Nay.
I think that's a save. I know they have money, but you're probably not winning this 4v5 retake.
Or at least they're hoping that the pick goes their way, and if it does, they'll definitely pull the trigger on the attack. They've all grouped up together, Ted.
Boys, surely not.
The boost coming in. That was so damn risky. Trying to boost someone over a smoke when you've got other T's lying there, but somehow they both survive. That is just crazy. You can't make it up.
All right. Now, this is not going to work again, but this is a good first round for the Rottweilers. They just run a B and Ray is all alone. He gets a little bit over-invested into the spam. He knew that unless he gets a kill, even the 5v5 is highly unlikely to go their way. So the Bulgarians do get around on the board. We're far from seeing a smile onto Red Star's face. Maybe just a smirk for now. I've just realized that they do have 3 players whose nicknames start with an R on that team. And apparently it's quite popular. You've got Rifler, Raftu, Red Star, and then Ray on the other side. Who would you put as your 5th R to create a team of Rs?
Ooh. Robs.
Good shout. You don't have an oper though. Maybe Red Star can ope. He has oped before.
True.
You could put Rez as well.
Ow.
You could put Ricky. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, I have to think about that for a second. Astral. Solid utility at the start. Ship starting off the round with basically 43 HP. Same with the Red Star on 67. And this time there is support in the banana and B site defense. Smoke coming in from side itself, so Astral know there's likely to be 2 players around. Raftu boosted up. Necky not really paying attention to it and using to take sandbags to find cover, but Rifler is there on time. Still 2 more to the defense. GXX falls, they don't know Ray 5 is here. They're hoping the coast has been cleared. Flash in, the drop, heard, another flash. It's getting confusing as the rotates have come through and they know it. Sprays across. Swizz wants to jump through the smoke. It doesn't pay off. Rottweilers finally getting things to work in their favor.
What a chaotic way to lead to that type of a situation. Meow will move a little bit closer. He's got a 1v3 and Hard is on the other side of the map as of right now. So if Meow is able to somehow get these kills, he can actually stick the defuse straight away. And they don't really know he's here. Not for sure. Looking for the player in towards Poo. Not quite ready for the angle. Red Star will just shoot him from the back. It's the second round on the board for the T side. Triple setup in towards Banana. Doesn't quite work out. Not ready for the boost.
So you had 3 players towards the B side defense. Didn't work. I wonder if Rottweilers try and go for the B attack once again. It's the only thing that's worked so far.
It is a little bit weird that you have a player in towards sandbags. He doesn't get challenged. You have an Oper and the Oper is not holding on top of the wall, right? When there's a smoke there. I wonder what the communication was like, but it felt like it was a bit of a silly way for this entire setup to net them only 2 kills.
So again, Rottweilers want to make sure they have early banana presence. But once more, it's the HGs
nice
that make it a little bit more difficult. Yeah, it's similar to the time before. Red Star, though, down to 31. That's new. But Astral have vacated the premises, right? They're going to give a lot of the space for free. Opting to defend from the site itself. I wonder if this has spooked Rottweilers a bit.
A bit abusive in towards the B bomb side, but look at Meowpop. He's pushed all the way towards T-Apps, and he's got so much information. Push is going to peek mid. GXX missed opportunity, but he's seen that player back up towards B. So there's your confirmation.
They're pushing in quickly. Swizz rushing to get into position as well. Oh boy. Ray 5, center of the site. Right next to the fountain. He's got Swizz to help out as well. And that is the cleanest hold we've seen so far.
Yeah, that was much better, right? You've got the smoke, you've got the HE, you know they're coming, you've got the third player rotating, and the moment that you shut down the first 2 guys and you dodged the flash, it was Ships trying to get in towards the CT smoke, second guy walking out in towards first orange, just going for the white peak. You get those 2 kills, the round is Oh. Okay. What is this fella's name?
I don't know. Looked like a snail without a shell, or an alien.
Yeah, no, that was a snail, but what is the snail's name, you know? What is the snail called? That's what I'm interested to find out. What would you name your snail, Pavlos? If you had a snail.
Squid.
You'd name your snail Squid.
Yeah. Oh, Gary.
That's like naming your cat Dog, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
Hey, dog.
Hey,
yeah,
it
actually is. It actually is a little bit funny in somewhat of a... In some messed up way, it is a bit hilarious. Gary is obviously based.
Yeah. I know you're a SpongeBob fan.
Yeah, I name my snail Lorgar because I love Lorgar. That's what I do.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
They've got a giveaway going on right now. It is your one-stop shop for all your gaming needs.
Also, it's got Gar in there, so it's coming in from Gary, you know?
Ah,
you can toy around with it.
Gary!
Yeah.
Based.
Honestly, this was so brain dead.
Very.
Well, it's all about having fun, boys and girls. This is how she goes. Swizz burning down to 48 HP will extinguish that molly, and now the rottweilers are not really sure whether they want to keep on being that arc row in towards the B-bomb side still. They are getting top banana control for free, basically, and that's been the case for a long portion of this T side.
Yeah. The thing is, they really can't afford to play aggressive for that long, right? The bomb has been left behind. Sure, you've gained a lot of space here, but... Oh, Reds are trying to sell a fake. But it's too fake of a fake to be sold. It feels like Neki has read this. Stuck around, but having a hard time connecting the shots. They're sort of expecting it was one defender, thinking that the fake worked. But instead, Ray5 gets away with a pick. Not quite the second, the smoke being an issue.
Oh, God.
Call it off. It's done. It's over.
Was that... Please tell me that's not just a failed ruin smoke. It might have just been a failed ruin smoke from the T side and it just saved Rifler's life. They're still going for this.
gets the pick. Maybe this is Nova, actually.
If they clear out Red Star, just hard clear him. It's a free kill. Or not. Or not.
Oh,
maybe it isn't. Maybe he's just much better.
Oh my
it's
God.
not really a free kill. I was kidding. I'm just messing around. I was joking. Red Star, not familiar with your game. Apologies.
Excellent flash by Rifler as well at the end.
I mean, the flash was great, but Red Star is so quick. He didn't move. Who said you couldn't hold angles in CS2? Look at this guy do it. He held that angle.
Yeah, he held the shit out of that angle.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, there was a short strafe involved. He did move. Yeah, he peeked.
You can still peek and hold an angle, you know? Well, not really. It goes against the actual meaning of the word. Okay, timeout time coming through from Astral. In the last 4 rounds, they have conceded the 3. And now the economy has been crushed as well. And after what was a very successful start of the game, right? A 5-0. This is a bit of a different picture. rottweilers starting to gain steam. And it's not what you want, because rottweilers, they've chosen this map. They'll start to feel confident. And it feels like they're a very streaky team as well, right? If the confidence is going well with them, they'll continue to do well.
Yeah, also hard is 0-7. He rarely starts a map like this. Eventually, he will wake up, right? We know what this guy is capable of doing on the server, so... Yeah, if Harn joins in, with Raftu having a good game, with Red Star having a good performance, they could definitely pose a bit of a threat, and they already are. Money's out for the CT side. The good old 4 smokes. Replenish the B utility. Hero M4 on GXX. Boosted on short. This is where they're going. Interesting. He will get an opportunity. Might not be the best opportunity, but it will be an opportunity.
The main fight is towards balcony.
Unfortunate.
GXX is discovered before he's even able to see one of his opponents.
Meowpop did screw him up a little bit, running up short, because the apartments players can hear that, right? So that means it's a guarantee the moment that they jump out of apps, they just turn a left in towards Meowpop. So the M4 is a bit screwed up. Yeah. That was
on an island.
Well, you're on an island, and then Meow's made steps to ensure that everyone's going to be looking at you, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, GXX couldn't really do a thing about this. Meow made sure of it. It's not an easy situation, to be fair, so we can't be too critical.
But rottweilers truly are starting to gain ground. Now, sure, that was a bit of an eco situation from Astral.
I still feel like it's been a very even-up game. I think it's very difficult to say who's in control at what time, right? Even when Astral were 5-0 up, it still didn't feel like it was a blowout. And now that rottweilers are winning rounds, it doesn't feel like Astral are completely out of it.
Fair.
Has Rifler heard the steps? Or did they press shift on time? There's going to be a 2v2 here in the apartments. Actually, it might be a 3v2. Swizz is nearby as well. Oh, bomb is coming. They've heard that.
Now Pop turning around on time to account for a double, and he's even got the help of Swizz. So that simplifies the endeavor for Astral. And rottweilers are now split in two different camps. Han and Ships on two different solo journeys.
This is so weird. Does Swizz realize Harn could be right behind him and towards the apartments? Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
now he's looking for it.
And he's crouch peeking as well, so it's going to make it difficult for Han to take that fight on. You've got full bomb control, so you're basically calling the entire team to come over, no matter where Ships is.
This is such a weird round, if you ask the rottweilers, because they do send so many players in towards the apartments. They wanted to switch it up and go for another app swap, and this is the exact same round in which Astral decide, you know what, we're going to run an aggressive app setup, we're not going to push, but we're just going to hold for you, and we're going to have a third guy ready to swing in towards Boiler from middle. This round goes their way because of Swizz and his double kill, and he's been excellent so far on this CT side, 12 and 4. Look at him go.
No, he's definitely feeling himself. No doubt about it.
And I can feel myself because he's here.
When you're with him.
But I love it.
Thought so.
All right.
Feel my face. Sorry. Sorry, you just stuck the song in my head now, Ted.
That's fine.
It's going to be there forever.
It is a little bit contagious, isn't it? 8-4 seems like a fair deal between those two teams, I feel like. 7-5 is great for the rottweilers. 7-5, I'd argue, is a little bit better for the Bulgarians. 8-4, fair. Considering the very good start that Astro had, considering the good recovery that the rottweilers had as well. Astro are going to be happy with it. I feel like no matter what, both teams are going to be pretty satisfied with the first half. All things considered. Of course, you'd love to get that final one on the board. Ships playing ahead of the U2. He's very close. He would go for the kills.
Slowing down.
Hello.
Could have well gotten away with two, but it's just the one for him for now. While Astral needs to pay attention to the A-pop.
Okay.
New pop! How on earth do you win 2 picks without
running
dying?
away? Yeah, I mean, Restar didn't even want to swing.
You're supposed to be squashed in that situation. Rottweilers have got to be scratching their heads after that. Sometimes it feels like nothing goes their way. Gets annoying, frustrating. But you cannot focus on that just yet. Red Star trying to pursue the B site. 30 seconds on the clock with Han playing rotation duty. But he's looking the wrong way. Mupop attributed a third. Last round of the half. There's no saving here, Red Star. Might as well give it your best go. But instead receives a bullet to the ear. Yeah, I know.
Look at that. Ugh. What an impactful double kill out of Meowpop, and what a weird one for Raftu, right? He probably feels like he should have had that refract 9 out of 10 times.
For sure.
It's probably because it's true. That was the number 10. 8-4, Pavlos. This is a little bit of a surprising turn of events, isn't it?
Fair.
Astro have put themselves in a spot where they win the pistol and they might be off to just running away with a 2-0 here. Harns had an absolute howler of a map so far. Rifler has not really been able to pick it up either. Yeah.
Over the past couple of weeks, Han has been on fire, no matter where he was playing, whether there was, you know, jumping in for send, subbing duty, or anywhere else. Earlier today, he was pretty impressive, but this map does not suit him, at least at this moment in time. And Astral are taking over the server, even on the first round of the second half.
Yeah, this is a massive round. Red Star Ships. You might as well give it a go at this point. You're in a very weird spot, but Red Star's already going in towards the apartments. They have a fuse kit dropped in towards short, but you need to get all the kills, basically.
Is he trying to just get around? Different angle?
I guess.
So much time is being expended.
God.
And Ships is being left alone stranded, so with this, now you absolutely have to start taking steps backwards.
I think you might have been playing for exits as well. It's just the fact that Chips was already in such a committed angle. He couldn't really reposition, right? He was already there. Also, at a certain point, you're like, well, screw that. We just try and see what happens. Red Star might even... Okay, he's fine. I was going to say he might even go down to the bomb. It was planted on the other side of the bomb site. Good news for him. There's the replay. Great flashes.
Wow.
Harn was fully blinded. Rifler's just staring at... People jumping out of valves, but there's players coming out of a couple different directions at him. Rottweilers need to go for a forest buy. It's all or nothing.
How did things get so dire so quickly?
I guess this is one of the situations where you realize when it's a mixed team, unless the individuals are producing some great plays, which these guys usually are, there isn't going to be a lot of depth naturally, right? This is not it's not a point of criticism. It's not something shocking. It's how things should be, right? So when individually you're unable to, you know, be dominant over these guys and you don't have the momentum on your side, it could be very difficult to turn things around. Also a lot easier to feel helpless and like you don't have a lot of options and feel like you just want to be done with the game. Now, hopefully that's not the case for the Rottweilers, but that's what it might feel like at times if you're on the server. It might feel a little bit desperate.
I mean, thankfully for them, there's still a lower bracket to fall onto. But
yeah, it's not elimination.
There's some dangerous teams there as well waiting. So you're testing fate by being on the elimination bracket.
Yeah, if they keep it going like this, they'd be playing against Inner Circle Academy. That would be an interesting game. We've already got Kaleshi and Mix lined up for elimination, which is going to happen tomorrow.
Their flash. Chips will try and use it as well to his advantage. He does so successfully. The 5-7 does get a little bit of damage across, and you can look at Ray 5 and Meow Pop. They're low on health. They get the bomb down, so Rottweilers now need to act quickly. But this isn't unsalvageable.
Ooh. Yeah, and they've heard Rifler burn. So now they know about this. You don't have a defuse kit. You've got a smoke, but you need to be very rapid with this. And Raptor's already backing off. Yeah.
I think it's because it's unconfirmed damage as well. You don't really know how much exactly you've done to your opponents.
Yeah. It is weird because you're not really holding on to anything of substance, right? They're still going to stick around and play for exits, try and get some gun upgrades, because a hero max 7 and a hero 5-7 don't really lead to roam. Raptor's going to try his best. Range is not ideal for a max 7, though. Never mind.
You'd be surprised, Ted. Yeah, you really would be surprised.
I thought if someone goes down, it would be Meow, because he was on very low HP. Actually, he gets the body shot kill onto another player, but again, it is a kill. It's not really a gun upgrade, and you need to keep on forcing. Actually, Rifler did find a Galil on Banana, which is great. They've given the max 7 to Ships. This is a good old classic, tier 2 classic from 2021, and even before that. Ships on half wall on Banana. Brace yourselves for greatness. This is a rollback to the skate times.
I'm bracing myself. Those times were great.
Get ready. No one's going close. They are going close.
He's been mollied off for now.
He's sticking around. He doesn't care. He is sticking around.
And ASTRAL are going to get close. Molly once again, and Ships back into the site.
He's a changed man.
I guess so, man. Time does change someone.
I liked it more when he was more reckless. I don't like the reasonable Ships.
The mature Ships, yeah.
No, we don't like the mature Ships. We want the reckless Ships. The Ships that's ready to either win you the map or lose it for you.
Yeah, the man that learns from his mistakes, no.
No, the man that keeps on fighting. Keeps on jumping.
With the soul and heart.
Of a lion.
And of a naive person.
Yeah, that too. A naive lion.
I do love it. Oh, might get tested here.
Oh. Yeah, he's changed. He's very different. We've lost him.
Yeah, and I think Rottweilers with that will be losing the round as well. Red Star close proximity, looking for some help, hotshot damage. But he'll likely be trying to move away and save what is left from this round. rottweilers helping his teammate rotate back. I mean, I know rottweilers isn't playing the most star of positions, but as well had a slow game. Sure,
I mean, he's
not to the same level where Han is.
Expected from, because he's the guy that doesn't have any experience, right? I think he's
Sure.
the only person on this team that you can't be critical of, right? Everybody else on
absolutely.
this team has been playing professional Counter-Strike for such a long time. He is the guy that, quite literally, has not played on pro level before joining this mix. So for him, it's just a learning experience, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, this experience isn't too much fun right now. Astral, 3 in a row now on the T side. rottweilers full investment. Lose this, and you're down to the lower bracket, basically.
Mm.
Can the Bulgarians hold on?
Gonna be a long way back. But it all starts somewhere. 1 round is what you're after. Meow. Good flash. Rifler and Rafter with a double up.
Okay, so that changes things here. You get 2 picks. Now Astral are forced to play greedy, but also efficient Counter-Strike. You can't afford to lose any more players in these exchanges in your pursuit of taking more space.
Now, remember the last half when it was vice versa. It was a 3v5 and rottweilers went B. Now, being afraid, rottweilers, that this could be just a 3-man execute into the B bomb side, they've rotated hard away, and that's opened up a massive gap in towards long. This is what Astro have taken right now. You will have a fight against Rifler here if you're Neki. You could molly him out, and he's going to swing long into 2 of your teammates. This is very much doable.
It's looking Rafter could help. I think he's just spotted out the pressure.
Oh, he felt the molly.
Inflicted. Oh, no. Yeah, that's not going to help.
Nope.
Bomb plant, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it.
Sure. 7-3. 5-6-3-0-8. No.
Right, this Molotov... God. This Molotov actually could have won them the round. If that molly ends right inside of pit, then the pit player needs to swing long, or at least expose himself to long, and then they could have gotten the kills.
Yeah.
Also, it's a bit hilarious that Harn is the only one that dies still. He's had such a...
It's not his day.
Such a
it's not his
worst for wear map. Yeah, it's just unlucky.
Odd.
It's just unlucky. It's very unlucky.
It's odd.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Ted, completely realistically, from what we've seen from this series, seeing rottweilers get close to Astra's score here, you know, making this one competitive is not out of the question.
No, really. Yeah, I agree with you. Also, Raftu's been a rock for this team. It's been a very good game out of him. One of the most experienced Bulgarian players in general that are still active. Regardless of not being part of, you know, some of the most successful Bulgarian teams in history. He's been around for a hot minute. Also, a lot of people have forgotten about that. Rafter was part of the original lineup of Skate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, then he got replaced later on, and then obviously Skate made it into the top 20, but he was part of that original core that was B-Pro before that. Went over to Skate.
I remember the top 20 Skate days.
Yeah, that was a little bit after Rafter's time. Ships was there, though.
He was?
Yeah. And Red Star. He is alone. Good nade. But still alone.
Swizz, he's got the bomb and he's in first. No. It's just...
They know where the HE came from.
Yeah, he's going in first.
Yeah, they know where the HE came from. So no matter what, they are clearing out ruins.
And here we go.
Oh.
Red Star to remain unchecked, but when he gets deleted. That is a rough way to go down. Han will try and make it competitive. 2v3 could be doable. Molly, Han walks past it, gets the pick. When your gun isn't out, that's what will tend to happen. Han, this might be the time to step up, and indeed, might give it his all. Slow start. Doesn't mean it has to be a slow finish. Not quite aware that Ray 5 could have gone through Cathedral and into Ruins again. Gets shot from the side, and as much as Han tried and kick and scream his way through it, it just wasn't enough.
It felt like the awakening, right? It felt like he was waiting for such a long time to have this one round where he goes absolutely berserk. He holds on to it. The score becomes 11-6. You reset their money. You're building up your own economy. Things are looking good. Not meant to be, though. 12-5 now, and ASTRAL just one round away from that qualification game. One round away from a matchup against Unity to try and make it into Barcelona, and they want to close it out with a B rush. Ray running in, gunning with the AK. Ships is burning with an open hand. Oh, this is chaos.
Yeah, it really is. But importantly for rottweilers, they don't lose players early. And with the smokes thrown over into long, rottweilers will soon understand where ASTRAL are looking to pay attention to. That Molly does not really go to plan, does it?
Nope.
So it actually delays ASTRAL from pushing more than anything.
Yeah, it is fine.
Back
The Swiss hard clear hard. Not quite. Turns around. Heard the flash. Another kill out of Harn. Didn't see anybody else in towards middle. That might make them believe it's going to be a B play. They still know Harn is trapped. And Neki has a Molotov. They could just molly him out and kill him. Oh, he actually peeks.
Oh my god, Harn. He truly is a menace when he's online. Finally dealt with. But is it over? Rifle has been spotted and he's chucked away Meow. And Rafter also left unchecked onto the side, and he's also causing havoc. Neki, though, finds a couple.
They're both 1 HP, boys.
Oh my god!
He's seen the second player as well.
But restart.
No!
Oh my god! There is no way! Neki! How does he even get that one go his way? I mean, it was a dominant show from ASTRAL all map long, but that was not the round that was supposed to go their way. rottweilers were supposed to hang on a little extra. Let's see the